Hey everyone, it's me. It is about 10:30 on Friday night. I hope everyone's having a great Friday. And today is also day two of my anti-inflammatory diet. So I thought I'd go ahead and check in real quick and let you guys know how it's going. Today has been actually a pretty tough day. Uh, it's been good in the sense that I followed the program and haven't had any caffeine, and I have eaten all the good foods I'm supposed to eat. But man, like today, like the cravings are just like the sugar cravings, they're just hitting me full on. But let me start with this morning. So this morning, I woke up and got to work, and I had my oatmeal with blueberries and almond butter and honey and all that good stuff. And I had a cup of my Egyptian licorice tea that I linked you guys to in my yesterday. Um, so that was really good. It was a great breakfast, and I felt fine. Got to lunch. My wife Becky packed these amazing salmon, quinoa, and steamed broccoli bowls, which were delicious. And I had some seaweed with that. It's not just soft seaweed that I yanked out from underneath a pond or the ocean, but it's actually it's nori. It's roasted Japanese seaweed, and it's actually really good for you because it has iodine. And you know how when you buy salt from the supermarket, it always says iodized salt. Well, actually, iodine is something that humans need. Like humans need iodine. It's not something that our bodies create themselves. We need it to get it externally from other places. And but the thing is, a lot of people though, a ton of people are really deficient in iodine. A lot of people, especially in the West. Now in Japan, places like Japan, they're really not deficient on it because they eat a lot of nori. They eat a lot of seaweed. They eat it with stuff like sushi, and other foods. And seaweed in and of itself is naturally rich in iodine, being that it comes directly from the sea. So that's something I'm trying to incorporate into my diet is just by eating little, it's just like little seaweed crisps. They're really actually pretty good. The only thing that's hard about getting used to it is the texture. It's really crispy when you pull it out of the package, but it's really pretty like it gets like really mushy in your mouth really quick, and that's something that I'm not really used to. But the flavor in itself is good. It's really nice and salty, but still trying to get used to the texture of it. But it's just one of those things. You just gotta learn how to like it. So my lunch today was delicious. I had that, and today I've been drinking off and on. I've had no caffeine today, and I've been really kicking ass on that, even though it's hard stuff. But I had kind of my usual regimen. I had a few cups of Egyptian licorice tea, and I also had a couple cups of warm water with some fresh lemon juice kind of squirted into it and mixed up. That was pretty good. And for dinner tonight, we ended up having a veggie burger along with some quinoa and some steamed vegetables and some of the curry that I made a couple nights ago. So that was a really good dinner. And then for dessert, we had this amazing, incredible smoothie that my wife makes. It's got a ton of stuff that's just great for you. It's got flax, it's got chia seed, it has raw cacao powder, not cocoa, not like the Hershey's you buy from the store. This is cacao made straight from the bean, and cacao is actually really good for you. It's really rich in antioxidants, and and usually if you just add that to anything with maybe a little bit of agave, you get this really good, really kind of chocolatey flavored mixture, but not nearly as horrible for you as like a Hershey's chocolate bar or Reese's peanut butter cups or anything with a lot of chocolate in it would be. So really good stuff. So I had that. That was in the smoothie, the cacao, and we also had frozen blueberries. And my wife just puts it all into a blender, and she just blends it all up, and it turns out this really frothy, really delicious, smoothie, and it's really good. It's perfect for dinner tonight or for dessert. and it's just one of those things that really takes the edge off. If you want something sweet, but you don't want something that's horrible for you, just have one of those and you're good to go. So, but as I said before, today was really tough in that after dinner and even after the smoothie, I mean, I was just craving snack foods tonight. I mean, I just wanted, some chocolate. We have a ton of chocolate left over that we got for Christmas, and we stick it all in the freezer because our reasoning is you stick in the freezer, it's harder to eat. You don't want to eat chocolate that's like rock solid. But tonight, man, it's just been having those sugar cravings. And it's like the body is like detoxing. And when you come off of any other kind of addiction, be it an addiction to cigarettes or addiction to any kind of other drug, you have that period where you're detoxing from it, and you just really crave it. Like your body is like, I need this. So, I mean, that in and of itself is kind of hard. You just got those cravings. And today I did the same thing I did yesterday. I drove by McDonald's and I thought I could just go there and get one of their ice cream cones off the dollar menu, but I resisted. So tough day, definitely. I took a nap today because I was so tired, because this is my second day straight without caffeine of any sort. I mean, all the teas I'm drinking are decaf. They're not caffeinated. They're all herbal teas. And I'm not even having any decaf coffee, because decaf coffee in and of itself has a few milligrams of caffeine in it. So I know cacao has caffeine in it, naturally occurring, but not nearly as much as you'd find in a cup of coffee, even a cup of decaf coffee. So I'm just really trying to stay clean and stay off of that. And the one thing I've noticed is, like, this morning, it took me like an hour or two to wake up. Like, I was at work but it felt good though, because when you have a cup of coffee in the morning and you're trying to wake up, you're exhausted, you're tired, you're sleepy. You have a cup of coffee and it's like bam, like that, and you just wake up and you're like, oh, here I am, and you're wired. You're like it's like you're at your full attention. You're like, okay, what do I have to do? What do I have to do? What do I have to do? Okay, I'm gonna do this, gonna do that, gonna do that. It's just, you just get that hit, and you have that instant energy. Whereas when you're waking up from no caffeine, it's more like, all right, I'm a little tired, and 20 minutes later, you're like, I'm a little bit more awake, and then 20 minutes after that, you're like, I'm feeling a little bit more awake, and it's just, it's more like you're climbing a set of stairs instead of taking an elevator. That's kind of the way I think it. The stairs being like waking up naturally without any kind of drugs or stimulants in your system, just letting your circadian rhythms do their thing, and the elevator being the coffee just jacking you right up. So, but it was kind of cool to be conscious of that happening in my body and just really notice it for what was happening. And it actually felt good. It felt, like natural. It felt like the way it's supposed to. That is the way you're supposed to feel. So I thought that was kind of cool. But tonight I just got home and I was just exhausted, and really when it's really hitting me is after I get off of work, because it's tired, and I usually last night I went to bed earlier than I usually do. I was just fucking exhausted as all hell, and today I felt the same. Like, I went upstairs around I'd say, I don't know, 6 o'clock or so, and I just took a nap because I was just really, really, really tired. So anyway, I do have a little, hold on just one sec. Sorry, she was on the coffee table, and I thought I'd let her meet you guys. This is Lucy. Lucy, this is the internet. Say hi. She's our kitten. She was actually born a feral kitten, and about a week into her life, her mom was hit by a car and killed. And a friend of my old boss at a job I used to work at. Okay, Kitty, you can go. Oh, okay, she's biting. She really wants to get off. Okay, bye, Kitty. Okay, but she was my friend's boss, or my boss's friend, I should say. Found her in the woods, and she used to look after these feral kittens that lived close to her house, and she grabbed these kittens and nursed them and gave them to my boss, and my boss asked if anyone wanted them, and lo and behold, the night before, my wife asked for a cat for her birthday that was a tuxedo cat that pretty much fit exactly the description of Lucy. So I made a point to get her, and the day after, we had ourselves a kitten. So, anyway, just wanted to introduce her to you because she was standing on the table, and she was actually licking the insides here. It probably looks disgusting, but this is the remnants of the smoothie I had today. So anyway, but I mean, as far as how I'm liking the diet so far, I'm really enjoying it. It feels definitely more natural. It feels like what I should be eating. It feels more like fulfilling. At the same time, I am going through the detox. I am feeling exhausted every night, because I'm not having those hits of caffeine during the day. And, I am feeling those cravings for sweets, but that's just the body kind of saying, man, where the fuck are this stuff? Where is everything that you've been giving me? Where's all this sugar that I'm so used to? Like, give it to me. Like, I need it. So I am going through that, as well as Becky is too. I mean, I don't mean to count her out, but, she was feeling the same way. We both wanted chocolate and candy, and I bought her 5 bags of gummy bears for Christmas, because I know she really enjoys them. They're like her favorite candy ever. So I thought, why not just get her a whole fuck ton of them? And she really wanted some, and, we just had to, kind of, exercise some self-control and not indulge. And, as tough as it was, I'm pretty proud of myself, and I'm proud of her too for getting through it. So, yeah, definitely feeling that. And it's so weird when you think about it too. The one thing we've noticed together is that during the day or during the evening, when you're so used to just snacking, just grabbing, a little bit of this and a little bit of that and a little bit of this and a little bit of that and just all this stuff, you're so used to snacking, you kind of find yourself bored. Like, well, I'm not eating anything. What do I do now? And I think that's one of the reasons we eat is just we eat out of boredom. We're like, well, there's nothing to do. I might as well, stuff my. It's like you're uncomfortable with not having anything to do, and to fill up that void of being uncomfortable of not having anything to do, you just want to grab and reach for something, and we just happen, and not just us, but I think a lot of other people just happen to grab stuff here and there. So I think it's really cool just to be conscious of that and to understand what's happening. It's just kind of like it's us feeling bored, like we don't have anything to do. And whereas we would used to make something or eat something, now we're sorry, the cat is like totally just walking around here trying to get in everything. Go away, kitty. Go on. Bye, kitty. Bye. Bye. Psst, 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 psst. Okay, she's not leaving. Okay, there she goes. But as I was saying, like you just get bored and you're just used to grabbing for stuff. But when you take that out, you're like, wow, I have all of this time to myself. I'm not eating. I want to eat, but then you're like, but I'm full. I ate dinner and I'm really not hungry. In fact, after I had the smoothie, I felt kind of bloated. I was like, this is weird. It's just so different, feeling full and knowing you're full, but at the same time not eating anything. Because before, even if I was full, I'd be like, it sounds good. This sounds good. X or Y sounds good. So you go and grab it. So just it's a totally wild experience in that you just notice these little things popping up in your body. You notice how tired you are without caffeine. You notice your circadian rhythms, how they kick in the mornings. You notice how bored you are without any food. And I think that's definitely like a lot of the value of eating this way, is that you kind of get to understand your body. You have all these distractions, you have them out of your life, and so you're like, wow, okay, so what am I, wow, I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. You get to focus on how it actually feels. So I mean, I think that's really the best thing so far. I'm going to take away from this diet is just sensing how you feel and understanding, all these emotions and all these physical changes in your body. So yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. So anyway, that's pretty much about it for me. Tomorrow, we don't have any food planned out. I know for sure I'm gonna get a tea from a cafe that we're gonna be out in Portland tomorrow, and I'm gonna go get some. Not caffeinated tea though. I'm gonna make a point to stick to the decaf, and I don't know. We'll see what we get for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm excited to see what we come up with. So that's all for me. It's Friday night. I hope you guys are having a great Friday night to kick off the weekend. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, take care. Bye bye.